We are back to get a car. We talked about over a year and a half ago. Had some stuff, hang-ups, getting this car picked up, but we are back to pick up this 75 Chrysler Cordoba land yacht. I actually love big cars from the 70s and 60s era, so this is amazing. It's actually a family car for my wife, which is even better. But if you go back to like February of last year, when I was picking up my great grandpa's Dodge D150, we stopped and looked at this car. We looked at another one. We don't get that car. I think we get one more, a Ford Explorer to pick up too that I'll probably use around the farm. But this is what we're after here today. It's been sitting in this Quonset for I don't know how many years, and the license plate on it is tagged 1990. So it has been off the road longer than I've been alive. But we're just gonna, for today, air up a couple tires, four tires, air up the tires, throw a rope or a chain on it, and drag it out of this Quonset, winch it on a trailer, and hopefully on the way home we have time to wash it off if the car wash in Norton isn't too busy. But before we do any of that stuff, we might as well walk we might as well walk around the car. Like I said, I think it's a 75 Chrysler Cordoba. The story here is uh, my wife's grandfather bought two of these Chrysler Cordobas for her aunt and her mother. Uh, Her mother's car, I don't know what happened to that. We'll have to ask. But her aunt Sharon, this is her car, and she kept it all these years. Um, but I think I was told this is like what the Kansas City Chiefs were driving in 1975, and that's why Sharon got a red car, more or less. My mother-in-law's car was lovingly called baby shit green, so I can understand why you probably didn't keep the baby shit green car. But big, long, two-door land yacht of the 70s era. Obviously going to be a smogger car, 1960s era, but we can start. Uh, it's covered in pigeon crap and stuff like that, but we can start with the interior. There's your 1990 tag. Still tagged in Finney County at that time. We are not in Finney County today, so yeah. But interior is white Corinthian leather, and that's how they were advertised, was Corinthian leather. This was kind of Chrysler's first sportier car. Most of them were the big Imperials and New Yorkers and stuff. But yeah, big old car. It smells a lot like mice in here, damp and mice. And hopefully it hasn't damaged the vinyl top too bad. But she's pretty pungent inside. We might roll the windows down for the ride home, honestly. Um, yeah, try not to throw up on camera. Yeah, that's your interior. It'll have to get vacuumed, cleaned out, aerated. You get the deal. But there you are. I don't know how many miles. All right, so let's go open that other door for ventilation, and then we'll look at miles that are on the car. Ooh, yeah, there's your mouse nestage. Let's just roll that down. What's it gonna hurt, right? The interior's already mouse ridden. Not like there's anything to blow away that I see in here. Window down. Do the same over here. Cordoba. But quite a nice interior. I have zero intentions of selling this car. I plan to more or less just make it a runner driver. And I mean, this is kind of a family car for my wife. But the odometer, we'll get my phone out and look, reads 96,000, right? 96,301.8. So I would say that is probably a true 90. Yeah, 96,000. That's not 196,000 miles of pedal wear for sure. No tack or anything like that. Looks like AM only radio. So this wasn't probably the highest option car for sure. We'll pop the hood since we're here. Your AC and heat vents are on the left. Controls for those. Really, the seat's not bad. We'll just throw a cover over the front ones probably. Visors look good. Not bad at all. Let's grab the keys and see if we can open up the trunk on it. Sharon's red car. There you go. Maybe it's this one. I like that better. There we go. All right, dead mouse already. This is probably all mouse nest. Oh, look, a Kansas Territorial bound volume, which was my wife's grandmother's magazine, which is where we got the name for Territorial Trading Business. Old map, sponsored by Jock Seed. Travel agents. Wife's aunt was a travel agent, so that kind of makes sense. What is that? Airline guide. Weird. Some books. Spare tire. A lot of other random stuff. Old purse. Did Sharon leave anything in it? No. Yeah, car. It looks like the jack is there for it still. Big old trunk. Nice thing is this car is in far western Kansas, so I'm not crawling underneath it until I have to today, but it should be hopefully pretty darn rust free, I would hope. Gonna need a good cleaning. Yeah, there's the color of this thing right there. That's what it should be cleaned up. I don't even know. Probably 15-inch tires on it, I would assume. Still got the spoked wheels, vinyl top, the half top. See if I can get the hood open here. Pretty sure it's a 360 car. Give me a minute to see if I can get this hood open. All right, under hood. Looks like, yep, 360. Small block LA 360 car. Radiator is checked 11 of 87. So that is a very old battery from Ace Hardware. Be interesting to see what the date is on that. Typical smogger car with a lot of vacuum lines and stuff running all over. There's a mouse nest under there. Who's surprised? It does have Chrysler electronic ignition. Let's hope that's good so I don't have to work on it, but no guarantees. I'm sure we'll get to troubleshoot that at some point in time. Doesn't look too eaten up wiring wise, but yeah, that's what you get here. Big old car. Plenty of room to work on this thing at least. That'll be nice. Not like anything's really hidden or buried or anything like that. So very cool. I guess from here, Jem is gonna chill right there, and we're gonna air up 4 tires on this thing, then hook a chain on it. I gotta sneak it by that grain auger that I don't know if you guys can see because of lighting in here. It's kind of meh. All the light comes into that door, but it's a tight clearance between this auger and the door here, so could be a little fun to get snuck out. My dually fit. I'd actually take a pry bar and shove the drag auger out of the way, but my dually fit. It's just going to be a practice and patience to get it out. So air up tires, hook a strap on it, hard right, and we'll see if we can get her out of here. We'll see. Could be interesting.
Sticky steering wheel, yuck.
There it is, out of that shed the first time in a whole lot of years. I can't guarantee it's been in there for the last 35 years, but it's been off the road for 30 years because, well, lots of reasons. But uh, yeah, the whole airline thing in the trunk makes sense because Sharon was a travel agent for a lot of years, so that kind of clicks. But really nice, clean old car. Like I don't see rust or feel it or hear it. Yeah, I mean, you should feel it under there if there's any. I mean, there's nothing. But she probably really didn't drive this in the winter. And if it spent its life in Garden City, Kansas, well, probably didn't see a lot of snow. But it's out here. Now it's outside and we're better ventilated. Let's look in the glove box. But I don't think I have yet. Yeah, some probably fairly important documentation in there. It's new from Watt Motors in Dodge City, Kansas. There you go. Interesting. We'll have to sort through that later. I'm not sure I have a title for this, so we'll have to figure that out down the road. But it's out. What are you? Receipt of registration from 1994. So it's been tagged in the last 35 years, but I would say it has not been on the road in 35 years. So there you are. You got a little bit of chrome peelage on the bumper, probably from the wet environment it was in inside, but it's all here. Gonna try pretty hard to make this run and kind of make it a cruiser of my own. Just leave it like it is. We'll put tires on it, make her run, because really, really cool car. I'll have to check and see the motor's loose later. I'm kind of checking trim pieces I can rip off That's still pretty well attached. I grabbed the badge off the other side there. It was loose, but that's all tight. I'm missing the Cordoba off the other side, so that stinks. Like some of the caps are missing here. That's okay. We're gonna get hooked back on and get it winched up on deck and head 3 hours home. All right, winched on easy. Had to drop it and park to stop because the master cylinder is locked up, but it's on. So straps are thrown. Not real worried about it. Gonna head north. I think I saw a bar in Sharon Springs that looked like it was open on my way through. And because it's mountain time, we're already past my lunchtime, but it's lunchtime in far western Kansas. So let's do that. Let's get the hell out of here. Made it home. Got my power washer out, so trying to clean the exterior of this thing off, and then yeah, we'll worry about interior on a cool morning. Maybe lessen the smell. Let's go with that. Well, guys, I don't know what to say. That is quite a car. Gonna have to get pretty deep scrubbing on this thing. There's just enough scum and stuff on it, but I'm just getting the heavy stuff off right now. We're gonna have to dig into it later, but that's quite a car. Quite a car. I'm gonna get the front end cleaned off too. But dang, what a looker. We'll keep cleaning it. It's gonna come around. The interior is really the scary part here. Exterior, meh. Alright, it needs much more cleaning. But it's better. I already closed the hood, so I won't show you the under hood. But it's pretty scummy. My water around here is really hard too. And this car's not quite as perfect as a guy might think. Got some Bondo or something going on here. Don't know. Fender bender, hail, rust. It's hard to tell. This car, it's really okay if it's not perfect. It really is. But we're gonna have to get scrubbing on her to get it really good. And really, guys, should do the interior first. And underhood's actually pretty intact and clean, so we got that going for us. But still plenty of work to do here. But I gotta go watch kids, so to shut it down here. And it's got the Chevy hubcap there, and that one says Landau on it. So I don't know, kind of weird. It's like, did somebody steal the hubcaps off this thing at some point in time in its life? That one doesn't say anything, doesn't say Chevy, and this one says Landau too. So who knows? We'll be back, but making strides to look this better. We gotta check and see if this motor's loose sometime too, I suppose. Well, it's a drizzly morning. Had like 3/4 inch of rain last night unexpectedly, so that's great for August. Only a month late. Could have used that middle of July. But I pulled the carb off, or pulled the air cleaner off here, kind of vacuumed out some of the mouse nests around the carb here. Everything is loose here. All the linkages are free that need to be. Stuff like that. No idea what some of this stuff does. That's probably like choke, I'd assume, like vacuum choke, and a few other things maybe related to cruise control. I don't believe this is a lean burn car, so that is wonderful. I think I'm gonna, and I actually put a bar on the motor and it spun it over 360 already this morning, so I could really take that old Ace battery out, which would be fun, and throw in, I think, a 60-month warranty. That's pretty amazing. Can't do that anymore. Put a battery in it, spin it over. Need to take the fuel line off the carb, see if everything spins free, or, you know, just make sure everything's good, and see if we got spark here. at the distributor, because if we do, well, we might rig up some sort of fuel system here and see if it happened to, you know, fire up and come to life, because it'd be fun to hear this thing run. I do know the brake pedal is currently locked up. I'm gonna assume I need a new master cylinder. And honestly, she'll probably just go through the whole, oh yeah, she dry. So we're just gonna assume we're gonna have to go through the whole brake system on this thing. Talking to Sarah's aunt last night, we did learn that this was her high school graduation present in 1975 from her dad. So kind of cool. And she thought that she's pretty sure she had it she did have it repainted sometime in the 80s. But I was kind of noticing some overspray inside up underneath on some body parts and things like that, and then noticed this guy right here when we were washing it. I don't know if that's rust or just, it's hard to tell. 1980s paint was way different than what we do today, and then there's actually discoloration right there. And really there's a lot of discoloration right here, but I don't notice that paint. I don't know. It's hard to know. I mean, she drove this car a lot, so it's hard to tell. But it is, up until me picking it up, a one-owner vehicle, and it's still one family owned, I suppose. But also need to go get my big shop back out and work on the interior here, because that's very, very, very nasty. I'm sure we'll find some wonderful things. But it's just, this could be really bad to clean the inside of. I'm really not looking forward to that. But it is what it is, right? We're gonna do what we can. But I'm gonna unhook fuel line, put a new battery in it, and we'll see if she whirls over, and hopefully that electronic ignition box right there works and it has spark. Notice another fun clue here once we set this Ace battery out. 7 of 87 when this battery was put in. This is SS, which might be her initials. So yeah, there's your old battery, 1987. Wasn't even born yet. 6 years before I was born. So there you go, battery. We're gonna hook fuel, see what happens. Hopefully the ignition, everything comes to life and wiring works, but no guarantees. All right, the battery in here, big old Group 31 tractor battery, because, well, it's what I had. And fuel line's unhooked. Actually, I had the switch on accidentally, so stuff clicked in here when I hooked the battery up, but no fires yet, which is good. We're gonna set you guys up right here, and I'm gonna go turn it over, or at least try to turn the switch over, and see what happens. Don't notice any dome light inside. Well, I got the glove box light is working, so. Oh, loose battery cable. What else we got? Horn. Horn works. Fan is working inside. Radio came on. Yeah. Yeah. I've got
that neither Central America,
radio,
Mexico, nor the United States are presently capable of mounting an effective erratic.
That's cool. Looking at other gauges here. Yeah, low fuel, no temp, oil pressure. Don't see that light on. I heard the fan kick on. The wipers work. Yep, wipers want to work. To have lights. I have to go tighten up the battery cables here. Tail light. Tail light. Wonder if my reverse lights work. That's reverse. See if the reverse lights work. One reverse light works. Cool. gonna walk around in the front. I noticed that door light doesn't work. That marker light's working. All 4 headlights came on. The light here for the turn signal indicator on the hood is working there. That light there is not working. That one might be working there. This one here didn't kick on. I don't know if there's even a light in that, but a lot of the lights are working here, so that is good. We'll shut those back off. Go beat on a battery cable. Got a real horn, that's for sure. Alright, let's set you guys up again and try to fire it up again. Just chill right there, guys. Not in park. You're gonna lose cable again. Should just really probably think about making new cables for this thing. Mopar starter. Pretty good conversion rate of one. Cylinder just working a little bit. That's not too bad. That is progress. It turns over. Woohoo. Now, I don't know. I might be able to short the starter from here. Sure be nice to be able to see and hopefully set you guys up here where we can hear the sparky sparky. Definitely sounds like a Mopar starter. Might get to do some pretty serious troubleshooting here. If I don't have spark, we might cheat and throw some starting fluid at it too. Okay, well, here's your answer. It's gonna run. So, I guess it's time to figure out if we have a fuel system, if there's anything in the tank. If there's nothing in the tank, we can definitely just fill it. Put the 5 gallons in it. See if it pulls. Honestly, I ought to just do that anyway. Let's go see how much it smells like fuel back here, or what. Alright, I dumped a gallon of gas or 2 in the tank. Should probably really go get more. Tank appeared to be dry. I also put some fuel down what I think is the vent on the carburetor. Not really sure. So we're going to crank this thing for a minute and see what happens. I'm assuming that's the vent. Is it actually? I don't know. Might have to try to prime up the fuel pump too. I don't know. We're gonna go get some more gas and try a few more methods here, because I don't really want to change the fuel pump because it's really not that accessible. down there behind the alternator and everything. Just not feeling it. You might be able to undo. That filter goes, this filter here is in between, is after the pump. This line here goes to the pump, but it doesn't look real convenient to get to either. So I don't know, it'd be nice to blow back into the tank and make sure we have not a plugged sock or a rusty tank, but I don't know. We'll see what I do here. Keep messing with it. I'd really like to just get the tank, the fuel pump primed up and working. I ended up cutting a line that goes back to the tank. The sock's plugged in the tank, so I have to drop the tank sometime. Basically put a new fuel sender and everything in it, but I have a line from the fuel pump to the bottle there, and I've already primed fuel. The pump does work on the motor, so I'm gonna see if this thing will now fire up and idle for a little bit. Maybe not. It was pumping fuel. Needle stuck maybe? Needle might be stuck. Switch you guys up. Try again. See if it'll idle. Accelerator pump's working, so we're doing something. We're leaking fuel off the carburetor, so something's going on. Probably just said I'll put the alternator back on that I took off to get an efficient fuel pump, but it does. We're running. We're pulling fuel from my bottle over there. Sounds like have an exhaust leak somewhere. I don't know. Odd sound. Motor's a little sticky, but not horrendous by any means. Sounds pretty good, really. We'll let it run itself. I had to peel off my bottle, I think, and remount the alternator. Because obviously we're not charging currently. Shouldn't be. Have an exhaust leak somewhere. Motor's really not shaking too bad. Might be missing a little. Sitting here running. All right, very optimistically, I've undone all the straps. I had filled the vent on the carb earlier and had the car idling and checked that we had forward and reverse gears, which we do. So I guess I refilled my Dr. Pepper bottle that is running this thing currently. If we want to drive it any at all, we're gonna have to get a bigger jug to run it off of. But I think we're gonna try to start this thing, drop it in gear and back it down off the trailer. We'll see how that goes, right? But I think that's what we're gonna try to do. See how it starts up, put it in reverse, back it off. I have no brakes. Master cylinder's locked up currently, and there's 0 fluid in it. So yeah, once we get it off the trailer, have to make a left or a right, obviously, and then yeah, just see how it goes. Thankfully, there is usually no traffic in Alameda, Kansas. Down off the trailer. I did top off coolant. Just sitting here idling. Sounds fairly healthy. Dirty still, but it's idling. Needs carb work, I can already tell you that much. Exhaust sounds a little funky. I think we got a leak somewhere. Motor's a little ticky, but we're building coolant. Temp looks like. I don't know if we're charging or not. That's a problem for a later date. But I do want to open the hood and check. I did top it off. We put coolant in it. So we're about out of fuel. We're just going to shut off here shortly. Don't see any massive blow by. Something's burning off for sure. But it is running here idling. A little ticky. We need to check ATF too. And the brake pedal came loose, so maybe we just do something stupid and dump some brake fluid in it and pump, and maybe we'll have something. What you thought, right? Well, gonna shut the radio off here. Was listening to some music. Got oil pressure. Need to check if it's charging. Temp hasn't gotten crazy yet. We're just sitting here running right now. Letting her idle. Trans is topped off. I don't think we're probably going to have brakes here today. I'll have to order all those parts. So let's get new calipers, wheel cylinders, master cylinders, rubber lines, stuff like that. We're going to let it sit here and idle for a minute. I'm going to grab a shop vac and vacuum out the interior as best as possible. Have to get a fuel pickup for the tank ordered and sending unit and stuff like that. But I got it hooked up, running off that jug right there. We're just going to let it idle. Let it do its thing, let it slowly come around and vacuum out the interior. while it's doing that. That way, maybe it's suitable to take for a short little couple mile spin. We'll see. Well, we closed the hood down. I got an extra gas can with me. ATF. Tires are all aired up. I vacuumed out the interior and cleaned the glass off. The only thing left to do is just try to drive it, right? I know I don't have any brakes, so it already smells worlds better in here after vacuuming it out. It's not perfect, but it's way better. Let's see how this goes. I wonder if the clock still works. It's been running for like a solid half hour now. Just sitting here idling. Temp is safe. No brakes still. Oil pressure is good. Don't know if we charged at all. But I just want to drive it around for a minute. So we're just going to gently cruise around here for a little bit. Seems to be pretty okay. We're going to blow the stop sign. Speedometer is working. That turn signal works. That turn signal is working. I mean, really, I'm not saying it's world's fast, but it's not a slow vehicle at all. We're running pretty good, really, here. Adjust my mirror so I can see out that. I have to get a new piece of glass for that mirror. But it's running good. I mean, I don't know what your expectations are on something that's sat as long as this thing has. 1990, the last time it ran, and running pretty dang good. Transmission shifting real nice. We'll just pull in the lot here and make a loop around, and I don't know. It's running good enough for me. I mean, we're probably gonna have to work on the carburetor some because I saw it was leaking. And brakes, we're gonna have to go all the way through the brakes. But that's totally expected. But really, it's running damn good. I was hoping I'd get the brakes to come back to life, but so far have nothing. We can make a few laps here around the lot. I don't know. It's running pretty darn. Oh, I mean, it'll spin them on dirt. That's not too bad, right? Need to move that case out of the way. I just keep pumping the brakes in hopes they show up. So far, nothing, but you never know, right? We're gonna do this for a minute and then go cruise it some more. Still no brakes, but it's running. Running really good, actually. The more it runs, the better it runs. We need to drop the oil entirely, get an oil filter for it. I'll just get a lot of parts ordered to come for this thing. It'll sling a little mud too if you want it to. Oh, what a car. It is quite a good old car. We're gonna have to work on carbs some, stuff like that. It's amazing how many lights are still working here, in my opinion. What a cool car. I actually got this bulb over here to go out finally. I don't know what I did. Got up to speed and I saw it go out. So yeah, we got, I think most of the lights are working. This door light over here isn't working because it's cut. So that answers that question pretty fast. Cool car. I'm gonna drive around some more. Just wanted to get a picture of it here with my cases. Yeah. So I've already driven it like a mile and a half. We made it up here to the cemetery by Almena. It floats and rides good. On this road I'm gonna be here in a minute. Usually I bounce my head off the roof in a semi or a combine coming up and down this road. And this thing just floats like it doesn't care. Which, who's surprised? It's a 70s land yacht, but just step on the pedal. We don't get up to speed fast, but it's not slow. And that's 50 and it's just floating. We got to get tires on this thing sometime. Golly, this thing's gonna be fun to drive. That's 55. I mean,
cruise gonna work? No, no cruise. That's okay. You can't have everything. But, I mean, heck, we're not running hot. We got oil pressure. We still have to check to see if we're charging. If we get the brakes and fuel figured out on this thing and get it tagged, then it's gonna be a hell of a land yacht to run around in. That is for sure. Better start slowing down for this stop sign up here, though. I got no brakes still. We're on the shut it off and stop method here, if that makes any sense. I know it makes sense to some of you because you've done stuff like this before. Others, maybe not so much. I don't think the clock works, but that's, I mean, who's surprised that a 50-year-old clock in a car isn't working? All right, traffic. Can I stand on it? What a car. This thing is just, it moves. It gets around good. What a vehicle. This thing's gonna be fun. I'm gonna like this car. It might be my new road trip car. Take it to toy auctions or something. You can put a lot of toys in the trunk and the back seat of this car. I will tell you that much. What a car. All right.
Cleaned out the trunk. A lot of travel guides and books and things like that in here, but it's so mouse ridden. I don't want to keep it. Some books, stuff like that. Mirror from United Airlines down there. Some random other things. I made the executive decision just to rip out all the carpet and throw it away because it's just nasty. And like the interior is not that bad, but the trunk really is. Need to unbolt this piece of carpet still. I threw the spare tire back in here, the old BFG, jack, wrenches, handle, a couple of Sharon's old purses we threw back in, found some cents and change and stuff in there. This is one of the old Kansas Territorial magazines, which my mother-in-law, my wife's grandmother, and my wife's grandmother's boyfriend kind of put this magazine together back in the day. They did 4 issues a year. The issues were one issue dedicated to traveling, like around the world, 1 to gas and oil, 1 to cattle, and 1 to farming, agriculture is how they did that. So it's quarterly magazine. This is the bound volume of the 1984 magazines, and like there's a cool old case ad in here. A lot of historic, they're in a lot of western Kansas history and just southwestern history, stuff like that. Jaeger implement, or Jaeger implement, and Leota is in there. Who's that? I think I saw Steiger. No, there's another. Thomas Implement and Cimarron. They're no longer in business. There's your IH. Side Tucker and Johnson. Just a lot of western Kansas cool old ads. Or Sickendall. My wife's grandfather was actually the manager for Sickendall feed yard in Ingalls when he bought this car. Yeah, my wife's grandfather. Yeah, there you go. At the time, in the 70s. So, kind of cool. Just a lot of good old ads. You just don't see that stuff anymore. Cars. A lot of good stuff in here. Another ad. Good stuff. Fun to read through these. Yeah, it's a fun old. I've read through a lot of the bound volumes myself. They started in like '79, I think, and then got to keep the Jake's Seed Atlas, which the back of that's really cool with the 7700 John Deere, one of the early ones with a 8-row head on it, the old Ford bump side and easy flow gravity wagon. Just cool stuff, but the trunk is a lot better now and cleaned out, and so much less mouse poop and stuff in there. The interior I'd like to shampoo and scrub on. The seats and dash and stuff really good, and that'll be a lot better. Radio is working. Brakes currently aren't really working, but we'll dick with that some more. But
making progress for sure. Morning, we're at it again. It's Labor Day today. I got Amelia and Jem with me this morning. We're headed back out west. Same place, well, same local area. We picked up that Cordoba. We're gonna grab the last car we're getting out there. This one's not quite as exciting, 93 Ford Explorer. But honestly, for me, during the winter, I use a Ford Ranger that's a two-wheel drive, 4-cylinder auto trans, regular cab short bed, a ton to check cows and just run around and do other things. And it's got mud tires on the back, but not a lot of place to haul kids, dogs, and supplies along, as you can imagine. So picking up a Ford Explorer is great for us because I can throw car seats in it and put some mud tires on it and go check cows and whatnot, no problem. And I don't know about you, but side-by-sides are expensive and they're loud and noisy, and yeah, I'd rather have something like that with a heater that I can haul my kids in and my wife. And so that's what we're gonna do. We got about 2.5 hours more driving out there. A lot to air up tires, and I know the fuel pump on this one's dead. I've been here and messed with this one just a little bit before, but fuel pump is dead, so we'll have to winch it on the trailer. And I've already put together kind of a shopping cart of parts for the Cordoba. It's about $800 worth of stuff, I think, or something like that right now, and that includes a new or a rebuilt carburetor. But I'm sure the fuel pump for this Explorer won't cost very much. We'll have to see if it's I'll look and see if it's a steel fuel tank or a plastic fuel tank, because if it's steel, I might also just order a new fuel tank, but yep, headed west. All right, we're loaded and headed home. I would show you more here, but every door jamb is full of wasp nests. I mean, every single thing I've opened is full of wasps. And my daughter, who's with me, actually got stung 3 times. And she's 3 years old, so you can imagine how much fun that was. So we're just gonna leave it the hell alone for now. Let them try to blow out on the way home or whatnot. But it's loaded, 93 Ford Explorer. Nothing too fancy, but 4-wheel drive. Sure, it's a 6-cylinder. Leather interior. It's been out in the sun in far western Kansas for a lot of years, so it's pretty sun-baked, but that's okay. That's not what we got it for. But driver's seat's kind of shot. Still got a cassette player. I don't even know how many miles it's got on it. Says 013. So I would bet it's, or yeah, I bet it's 201 or 101,000 miles on it. But yeah, good place to throw a couple car seats in, haul the kids around, and heck of a lot cheaper than a new side-by-side, that's for sure. And it's 4-wheel drive. What else can you ask for? I don't know. I don't know much more, guys. We're gonna wait to work on that Explorer. I know the fuel pump's out of it. You're gonna need 4 tires, stuff like that. Whatever. This guy, pretty cleaned up. Need to order probably about 800 bucks in parts for it. Have them in a cart. Just, you know, waiting on a few funds and stuff like that. Well, I did scrub down the interior pretty good. Vacuumed everything out as best as possible. Gonna shampoo the carpets, and actually before I do that, I'm gonna tear the dash apart and clean out any nests underneath there and all the HVAC stuff. So that's all not all nasty. Trunk's been gutted through all the way, the carpet that was in there, because it was nasty. Gonna have to get 4 tires for it too, but it does run, and that is really what matters here. Bringing a car back to life that had been off the road for 35 years, and big thanks to Sharon for letting me, you know, go to work on this thing. I am very tickled to have it. Going to be fun to cruise around in with the kids and Sarah, so that'll be a good time. But I will be at Husker Harvest Days next week, probably Wednesday, but actually my Case 1370 will be there all days in the Agland Technologies booth, demonstrating or showing off their RTK auto steer system. So if you're there, you see my case, you know, get a picture with it, whatever, it's gonna be there. And I'll be around there on Wednesday, I hope, to talk to people and, you know, look at stuff at Husker Harvest Days. So that's it. Channel memberships are up $5 a month if you want to do that. It would help support buy parts, diesel, you know, whatever else. Could always use the help. Not easy always bringing all this stuff to you, but I mean, I'm always working on more projects too. But that's it, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm on all the social medias, that Team Monty IH. Take care. Go drag something out of the weeds just like the Cordoba and get it running.